Every investigation begins with a question. Not who, not where, but what really happened. Every year, thousands of people disappear without a trace. Some are found, others are never seen again. Behind every unsolved case lies forgotten evidence, silent witnesses, and files that have remained open for years. Sometimes, the smallest clue is all that separates a mystery from the truth. Tonight, we reopen one of those forgotten files. Piece by piece, we will examine the evidence, follow every lead, and retrace the final known moments, searching for answers that have remained hidden for years. Because sometimes the truth isn't lost. It's simply waiting for someone to look a little closer. Our investigation begins in July 2014. A 28-year-old German tourist was preparing to return home after an ordinary vacation in Bulgaria. Everything appeared normal, until the airport security cameras captured something no one could explain. Within seconds, he abandoned everything, ran out of the terminal, and disappeared. More than a decade later, his fate remains unknown. This is the disappearance of Lars Mittank. July 2014. Europe was in the middle of another busy summer. Millions of tourists were traveling across the continent, searching for beaches, cities, and unforgettable memories. Among them was a 28-year-old German named Lars Mittank. For him, this was supposed to be nothing more than a short vacation with close friends. The group chose Bulgaria's Black Sea coast, a destination known for its beaches, nightlife, and affordable holidays. Everything went exactly as planned. They explored the city, enjoyed the seaside, and spent several carefree days together. Nothing during those first days suggested their trip would end in an international mystery. Friends later described Lars as calm, responsible, and practical. He had no history of disappearing or acting recklessly. Those who knew him said he was the kind of person who always stayed in contact with his family and carefully planned his trips. There was no reason to believe this vacation would be any different. But vacations can change in an instant. Sometimes, all it takes is one unexpected moment. One argument, one injury, one decision. Before anyone realized it, the trip had already taken a direction no one could have imagined. And that change began with a single night in the resort town of Golden Sands. For several days, the trip went exactly as planned. Lars and his friends enjoyed the beaches, explored the city, and spent their evenings like thousands of other tourists. Nothing seemed unusual. But on their final night in Golden Sands, an unexpected encounter would change everything. According to reports, Lars became involved in an argument with a group of men outside a local bar. The exact reason for the confrontation has never been fully confirmed. Moments later, the argument turned into a physical fight. Lars suffered an injury to his ear before managing to leave the area. The injury appeared minor, but doctors warned Lars that flying could make it much worse. They advised him to remain in Bulgaria until his ear had recovered. His friends had already planned to return home, leaving Lars alone in a country where he knew almost no one. Lars checked into a small hotel near Varna Airport, expecting to stay only a few extra days before catching the next flight home. It seemed like a simple delay. But from that moment on, the people closest to him noticed something was changing. The calm tourist who had arrived in Bulgaria was slowly becoming someone they no longer recognized. After saying goodbye to his friends, Lars checked into a small hotel near Varna Airport. The doctor had advised him not to fly until his ear had healed. What was supposed to be a short delay suddenly became a lonely wait in a foreign country. At first, nothing seemed unusual. But that calm would not last for long. Soon, Lars began calling his mother several times a day. He sounded worried and repeatedly told her that someone was following him. He even asked her to cancel his credit cards, believing unknown people wanted to harm him. With every conversation, his fear seemed to grow stronger. On the morning of July 8th, Lars arrived at Varna Airport for his flight home. Before checking in, he entered the airport medical clinic for one final examination. The doctor later said nothing during the visit suggested that anything was wrong. Minutes later, everything changed. Surveillance cameras captured Lars leaving the clinic before suddenly dropping his belongings and sprinting out of the terminal. He crossed the parking area, climbed over the airport fence, and disappeared into a nearby wooded field. Despite years of investigation, that remains the last confirmed sighting of Lars Mittank. Years have passed since Lars Mittank disappeared without a trace. Search operations eventually came to an end, but no confirmed evidence of his fate was ever found. Despite countless theories and worldwide attention, the mystery remains unsolved. Some believe Lars suffered a psychological crisis. Others think he encountered someone who changed the course of his life forever. But without evidence, every theory remains only a possibility. The truth has never been confirmed. Today, Lars Mittank's disappearance is still considered one of Europe's most mysterious missing person cases. His family continues to hope for answers, while the world is left with the same question that began more than a decade ago. Perhaps one day someone will uncover the missing piece, or perhaps this mystery will remain forever unfinished. But one thing is certain. This was never just a story about a disappearance. It was a story about the questions that were left behind. Every investigation has an ending. Every case reaches its final page. But the truth is not always found. Sometimes it waits, hidden in a forgotten detail, a missing piece, or a question no one thought to ask. Because what changes the story is often what remains unrevealed.